I live in a small suburb with a busy downtown. There's a coffee shop, restaurant, clothing store, children's museum, and more. My favorite stop? The library. I love that you can borrow books, study, and collaborate with others, all in one place. It's a little community, just like a local area network. In this episode of Cisco Tech Talk, I'll explain the basics of local area networks, or LANs. Just like a library is a collection of items located within a confined space, a LAN is a network of devices that are connected within a small geographic area. In a LAN, equipment often consists of a modem, router, computers, switches, and wireless access points. Both a library and a LAN are central locations for accessing information with shared resources. On a LAN, this may include printers, files, and internet connectivity. They are each designed to be used by a specific group of people, and access to the resources is limited to those who are authorized to use them. There is a system for organizing and managing the resources it provides. Just as a library has a catalog system and librarians who manage the books and other materials, a LAN has network administrators who manage the devices and resources on the network, assigning unique IP addresses, configuring security measures, and monitoring network activity. A LAN can be as small as a few devices or an entire set of connected office buildings. It is designed to be private, secure, and fast, with high bandwidth and low latency. Everyone connected to the LAN is in the same physical location and is connected to the same router. In order to communicate within the LAN, each device needs a unique IP address. This can be done manually, automatically through DHCP, or a combination of both. DHCP is enabled by default. In order for the devices in the network to communicate with each other, they should all follow the same pattern as the other devices, be on the same subnet, and be unique. Like the Dewey Decimal System was carefully planned out for classifying books, there are certain address groups reserved for LANs. You should never see any of these addresses as a public IP address. They're reserved for private LAN addresses only. Many networks use the 192.168.1.0 network. Commonly, a Cisco router has the default IP address of 192.168.1.1. A Cisco switch often has a default address of 192.168.1.254. The IP addresses between 192.168.1.2 and 192.168.1.253 are used for the other devices in the network. Other common LAN addressing schemes include a 10.x.x.x network or a 172.16.x.x through 172.31.x.x network. These addresses are only visible inside a LAN, between devices, and are considered private. There are millions of locations that use the same pool of internal IP addresses as your business. It doesn't matter. They're only used within their own private network, so there's no conflict. All of these devices send data through a default gateway, usually a router, to get out to the internet. When the default gateway receives the information, it typically needs to do network address translation, NAT, to change the IP address to a routable public IP address. If you'd like to learn what happens when information is exchanged outside the LAN, check out the video on NAT. The link is in the description. There you have it, the basics of local area networks and how they work for you. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.